What up? What up? What up, world? What up, Frank?
What's up, man? Good to be back,
Hey,
man. It's been rough. We were just talking. It's been rough lately. It's been a rough go around here.
yeah, we're happy to have you on, Frank. Um, hey, it's a dynamic duo. We
Right?
told
Nice
everybody
to
else,
have
like,
you.
hey, don't get on the show. Cowboys play tomorrow. We can't deal with these Niner fans, Giants fans, everybody else. We don't need you guys.
No,
So we're holding it down. Dynamic duo. Go Cowboys.
right? It's just perfect timing. We got the Thursday night game. We played on Thanksgiving. I gotta say, I don't know. There was some haterism going on by the refs. I've never seen what we had 26 flags or
I
something.
think
Even
28.
even 28. Even Jerry Jones was like, the Raiders just throwing it up, praying for a fucking flag, and that's how they moved the ball down the field. I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna complain too
We
much,
got
but
our first F bomb.
I was just like, really? Like, come on, come on. It was almost like we were playing against Brady. Oh, just kidding.
Hey, but sir, that was ugly, man, and I hate blaming refs.
Yeah,
We could have played
no,
better. We got injuries, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you got to pull out those kind of victories. The good thing is, and I told Mike it would happen. I knew the Giants were going to beat the Eagles, so that definitely helps us out. And I'd apologize for all the non-Cowboy fans, but like, hey, sucks for you guys because, hey, we're taking the ship.
right?
Oh,
Hey,
it's gonna be a fun show. Shout
it's
out to
not
them
even.
boys.
Yeah, where the boys at? Them
Hey,
boys.
we're not even a minute into it. It's already Cowboy Nation.
Exactly. Hey,
Um,
we got the Thursday night preview coming up tonight. We're gonna be answering any questions you guys might have. I'm not sure how much people are in trade still. Because I need it's just usually that trade show week here. Because I mean, obviously Monday night was like, the waiver wire picks and things like that. But it seems like I know in my leagues, trades are done. You know what I mean? Like either you got who you got, and it's just waiver wire pickups at this point. I'm not sure how many leagues continue to go beyond that. How many? I know you're in a lot more leagues than I am. Are your leagues locked up, or there's still some that are open?
not all of them, and not to mention like Dynasty. So we were just having this chat come up too because we're doing our first year of Dynasty with the Get Right Fantasy Nation,
Right?
and we were kind of talking like, hey, when's the correct time? What do people normally do for Dynasty? When to end waiver wires? Me, I like trades all the way up till the end. Uh, I say that half-heartedly because it depends on your commissioner. You got to have somebody overlooking that kind of stuff. Um, League votes are trash, that sort of thing. So as
Yeah, I've
long as you
never
don't
done
have
that.
a team,
I started with league votes one year, and I was like waiting on all these people to respond. Then some of them half don't respond, and some of them just responding because they're hating on your team to try not to let you do something. I'm like, I
because
let
it's
all trades go
anonymous.
through, and then yeah, and then I want to just if somebody brings up, hey, that's kind of crazy, or that shouldn't fly, or this is whatever. And most of the time, most people agree. They're like, hey, that shouldn't you shouldn't let that one go, and it gets brought up right away, and we just reverse it. I've never had too much of an issue with that. Like early on, it was a little
But
bit
I like how you
a
said
little
it.
bit of collusion. You know what I mean? Like what's happening, but now it's kind of settled in. You know what I mean?
I run my leagues the same way, and they kind of get a feel for what you'll do as commissioner. But I'll let everything run through. Let somebody bring it up, and then okay, now we could go to a league chat. Now we could use text message because if you throw it up on Yahoo or something, you can see the people that are watching it, and it's two or three people out of the league. So you're never going to get a majority or whatever you're looking for. Um, so I like how you do that too. Hey, I'm gonna let
Yeah,
it play out unless I still have the right as commissioner. If this is like totally egregious, like yeah, I'm shutting that down. I had to shut one down too, but I talked to both managers and the one guy that he gave away way too much, he was like, man, I didn't even mean to hit accept and all that. So it was good. I was like, hey, just trade it back. That way I don't gotta go into settings and all that stuff because it gets old quick. But yeah,
yeah. I mean,
hey,
and then it's just a self governing thing. You know what I mean? Like honestly, we're all grown. You know what you're trading for. You know what's legit, what's not legit, or at least you should be if you're in money leagues and paying to be there. I mean, people make mistakes, and that happens. I let those go by. You know what I mean? We had a guy in our league drop George Kittle, and everybody was on top of it. And Anthony got the guy, and that kind of happens. But I'm not. picking that guy back up and telling him, hey, why'd you drop that guy? That's on you. You know what I mean? If you if you make mistakes like that, that's that. But other than that, I mean, I
And
just kind
that's
of
up
keep
to
an eye on him.
commissioner. Because
Yeah, yeah. Even then,
myself personally, if you didn't mean to drop it, you dropped it, and it's going to waiver wire. Like, hey guys, things happen, dude. Hey, you hit the wrong button. Your son's playing with your phone. I would have personally put him back, but again, I'm not the commissioner, so I would
no,
have
I'm
just
not that nice.
boycotted your league forever. But I'm sure Anthony was in your ear right away.
Oh yeah, no, he gets on there real quick, man.
I'm sure he was on it right away. Um, hey, like we said, guys, we're gonna get to all the questions. We will do a game breakdown, but let's just catch up on the chat. I don't like having a. So Dylan, what up? What up? He was the first one on. He beat me. Tim Boys says Wednesday's boardroom meeting as well. He's always late for this one. Shout out to boardroom. Shout out to Dim Boys. If you guys didn't catch the episode, I was able to catch a little bit of it. Neanderthal's on here. Of course he is, because he's up there in the run and he's going for the belt.
Yeah, and we're helping him out, man. I ain't gonna lie. Trust me, he's watching for a reason.
I hate it. Hey, I hate when I'm in leagues with people and I say something and they know, like, oh, Dustin's low on this person, and they send me a trade offer. Like, sometimes I get them during the show, so it's funny. But it also helps out too. Because when we're getting these questions like, hey, rest of the season, do you want this guy or this guy? People will just send me that trade because they kind of they're in our heads already, you know.
Yeah,
Drunk
I don't.
Squidward's
On that
back.
note, I didn't get that many trades this year. You know what I mean? Because of that, I think I'm not sure. It was just different. Sometimes you think you're gonna get a little bit more than not, but I'm not a big trader, as you guys know. Anyways, I'm like not too fond of trading all the time, but I do get I'd say 2 to 3, maybe 4 trades in a year. I don't like
I
not.
would say me and you had 2 this year,
Yeah,
I
and I
believe.
think I had 1 or 2 with Anthony. I think one with Anthony, one with somebody else, and that was it. I think that's my limit right there. And it's like, I try to ride my team basically, which I didn't have to.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out for me this year so far. I'm still all right in the running. I'm still running in one of my leagues. I mean, one of my big money leagues, and the other one's dying off. Oh well, we can do it.
I definitely I did not trade as much this year as I normally do, so I'm with you. All right, we got our first question. Drunk Squidward, what
Squidward,
up? What
what's up?
up? Is the Dolphins defense a pickup? I dropped the Steelers defense. You want to take this one first, Frank?
I would say yes. They're playing pretty hard. And especially if you already dropped the Steelers defense, you've seen what's going over there with the Steelers. It's pretty rough treading. And the offense can't keep the Steelers offense can't stay on the field long enough for the defense to get the break. And I think a lot has to do with that. You know what I mean? When your defense is on the field all day long for 30 minutes and they get tired, I mean, eventually all these points are going to come up and rack up on the score. And I've seen the Dolphins have been turning their things around, especially with Tua there. He's marching the ball down the field, which helps the defense. You know what I mean? Like it's literally the opposite of what's going on with both of those teams. So I would say yes.
Hey, I'm with you 100% on the fact that I would never have had the Steelers in the first place. And then I'm totally running with the Dolphins. They've been killing it. They're just coming off a 5-sack, 3 interception, 1 touchdown game. On top of that, playing against Danny Dimes, possibly not playing with the New York Giants. That's 100% a go for me too. So
He
I'm
possibly
flexing with
won't be
them.
playing with the Giants. Is that
Yeah,
right?
so he's been limited in practice with a neck injury.
Oh, I thought you mentioned they were going to bench him like altogether or something like that, which I thought they probably should.
Oh,
I mean, the
nah.
guy just throws
I mean,
interceptions like it's not even funny. He's not. You know what I mean? It's like literally like
and
where
he's
were you
not even the
where
worst
are you going?
quarterback in the division.
Right? That's terrible. Oh, so Dem Boys agrees absolutely, especially if Danny Dimes sits. Yeah, for sure. We're thinking
Yeah.
that. What do you think of my latest trade? Dem Boys got one coming up here. We got Gabe Evans, Thielen, and Pollard for Hollywood, Judy, and Eckler. Evans, Thielen, and Pollard.
If you're asking me, dude, I want the Eckler
Hollywood,
side.
Judy, and Eckler. Yeah, that's what I would say. I would agree with
And it's
you.
not because of Hollywood or Judy. Um, I don't want to say I could care less. You guys are. I did a whole thing about how I feel about Evans and Tampa Bay receivers, so I won't get into that one. Pollard's doing good. I guess if we're going to talk about Pollard right now, we're going to talk about the Cowboys game a little bit.
Yeah, might as well bring it up a little bit.
So I know there was rumblings of possibly sitting Zeke. I believe it's his knee.
Yeah.
But Zeke came out and said, "Hey, they haven't told me anything about sitting." I do like a Pollard start this week because one thing I don't do is trust anybody's coaches. Like they're not going to tell us the game plan, and it's not because they're not trying to tell us. They're not trying to tell the other coaches, obviously. So
And
I
we
do
did.
think that we'll see a reduced role for Zeke, and he's just going to get it inside. I wouldn't even say the red zone. I would say more goal line for Zeke, and we'll see a lot more Pollard this week, I believe.
And on that note, you know, I mean, because in that Thanksgiving Day game there, um, Pollard did basically run the ball down to the one where Zeke ran it in. You know, you kind of hawked that touchdown away from Pollard, but Pollard did get his touchdown. He was a good flex for the week. I think we called him as a good flex, and I think he's going to continue to be so going forward because they are going to try to protect Zeke. And I know that they immediately one day, like you mentioned, there was talks about him being benched and even sitting for this game, and then he had a really good workout and he looked a lot better. Um, in the workout, so they were like, "Nah, we're gonna keep playing them." So I think that you're right in calling it more of a timeshare situation right now, just to help Zeke out and keep him healthy. And on that note, also I have a little note here as far as they're facing the rush defense over there for the Saints. Defense, which is first on yards per carry there, and thirds on yards per game. So it's a pretty stingy rush defense over there at the Saints. So, you know, I wouldn't be too
To
high on either one of
clarify,
the guys.
I agree with you, and that's a good point. The Saints have given up the fewest fantasy points to running backs this year.
Yeah. So caution, beware. Obviously because of the whole situation and everything else. But then again, I do think that the Cowboys would be on the field a lot longer because I mean, let's just go over that. Taysom Hill's getting the start, right? They're benching Trevor Simeon. What do you think? You like Taysom Hill over Trevor Simeon? I personally do. What do you think?
I was saying it on the Monday show. It's about damn time. For the money that you're paying Taysom,
You've been saying it all year long, actually.
hey, you have. I mean, what are we waiting for, boys? Like,
Yeah,
and then with Kamara is projected to be back this week. He came back to practice, so I don't know. It's interesting to see. I mean, we can't talk about this week, and I know we were texting about it. Cowboys are missing. I think it's like 6 coaches. We had to hire. We
yeah.
had to hire. Who
Ex
was it?
Giants
An ex
coach.
Giants.
I don't even
Yeah,
want to mention his name. I have his name, but I didn't want to talk about it. On the positive
yeah.
note, though, on the positive note, this is the first time in the 2021 regular season that Dak, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Zeke, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and La'el Collins will be on the field together. This is the first time that all of them will be really
Yes.
basically a full go for these guys. And some of these guys are, Tyron Smith was in last week. Zach Martin and La'el Collins will be in this week. Bringing back C.D. Lamb and Amari Cooper who had COVID, and I think he's the one that gave it to the coaches. And now we're coachless.
You think it
You
is
never know;
Amari?
it might work out all way. Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
call it somewhere, right? Like, so it started something. Started somewhere.
I seen
And
they were doing a stat like all the players on the Cowboys that weren't vaccinated got COVID, and you find out it's 2 guys. Oh
yeah, right, right.
man.
And now
Um.
I want to recap some of the also some of the stats for uh, Gallup and Cedric Wilson in that game, and I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
continue now that Cooper and CeeDee Lamb are back. However, Gallup went 8 for 5, 106 yards, and Cedric Wilson 10 for 7, 104. And Cedric Wilson has been pretty steady Eddie, not pretty steady Eddie. He has those games where he's been the guy. Like they've been, if they take out Cooper and Lamb, Gallup and Cedric Wilson have been able to step up to the plate. Aside, from refs penalties, we should have been all right. Let's go back to that. It's bothering me.
Hey, no, I'm glad you broke that down. And actually, I was looking forward on the chats right now. Since it's on the Cowboys game, but I do have something that I forgot to do.
What's that?
I had to go to this one first.
Yeah,
So you're
I gotta
talking
check it out.
about trades.
I'll
Hey,
check it
Dim Boy
out.
said he sent you one. I know you've been tagged a few times recently on the Dynasty chat for sure. So they're trying to talk to you on there.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'll get on
but
top of
Smokey
it.
the
I
Cat,
actually messed up. I have to admit, I forgot. I left a guy on a bye there, man. I was sick, man. I wasn't even looking at stuff. I was down and out. So I'm still kind of recovering right now. I'm 75%, I'd say.
hey, these guys are brutal and unforgiving in that league. I can't lie. I started somebody in a flex one time on accident. Oh yeah, they were booing me and all that kind of stuff. But since we were talking about the Cowboys game, Smokey the Cat says, "What? Well, first, what up,
What
um,
up?
guys? Do we play Pollard on Thursday, or would Sony Michelle be a better play if Darrell Henderson is out?" And I think we answered this without answering this specific question. In
Yeah,
my opinion, what do you think?
I would say start Sony if Henderson is out, but obviously only if. If Henderson's in, Sony I think gets two of the 19 touches. I think I forgot the number it was, but he's like insignificant over there. It's not even a flex option over there. So if Henderson is out, then you definitely start him because he's going to get all the dang touches. You know what I mean? So um, again, yeah.
Wow.
So you pretty much have to decide right now though because this game is on Thursday and you're looking on Sunday. So I don't know what other options you have for that Smoking the Cat. Uh, I'd like to
That's a
see
good
what else
point.
you got. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be tomorrow, and he's got to decide, right? Do you play Pollard or
Nah,
do you
and I
hold out?
hate those.
Yeah, right. You're stuck. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place for sure.
Trying to think of who they did. Logan Thomas. They did that this week on if they were going to pull him off IR. He had a Monday game, so it's like, man, I had no other choice. I think, yeah, Kelsey, the Chiefs were on a bye, so it's like, man, I just got to wait it out and see, or I'm running with no tight end.
So I would say wait it out. I would say if you have another option, maybe wait to see what happens. If you don't have another option, roll your dice with Pollard. See what happens. You never know. You know what I mean?
Hey, chat, let us know because I'm a little different on that one. I'm probably still rolling with Pollard on this one. Um, so yeah, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah,
But
because
but what I
honestly,
wanted to get to,
hmm
I'm sorry. I meant
okay,
to start with this one. I was going to go with the McGoat's interesting fact of the day.
oh,
I
for
meant
sure.
to start with it. We got a little too hyped up because it's
Get
Cowboy
right into
Nation,
that. Yeah,
you know?
let's get right
Hey, we
into
had to
this.
jump. And this one, I actually just read right before the show. I don't know how I missed it. So, McGoat's interesting fact of the day during World War II, the NFL lost a lot of players because they left for military service. As a result, in the 1943 NFL season, the Philadelphia Eagles and Pittsburgh Steelers were forced to merge into one team called the Pennsylvania Steagles.
Wow, I never
What is
even knew
a?
that.
I've heard the Steagles
The
before, but I
Steelers.
didn't know all the inside of this, and I
I
have to
wonder
read
if
out
there's some
them boys.
lingering fans from that. They were like, you know what, I'm going to stick with both teams now,
Hey,
Pittsburgh and the
there's
Eagles.
got to be Steagles tattoos out there somewhere.
You know what I mean? That's too bad.
Oh
Somebody sent that
man,
one in, right? I wonder what the logo was.
so I won't. So Dimboy says that's the absolute worst team imaginable. Steelers and Eagles together is like the devil reincarnated. Hey, as a Cowboy, that's pretty fair to say. I won't say the devil
Oh, here's a
reincarnated, but the two worst teams in the that you could think of.
yeah.
Sorry,
I gotta imagine that
sorry,
most
not
people
sorry.
stuck with the Steelers, considering they got the championships and what Eagles finally got one a couple years back here.
Foles got one, yeah.
Yeah, I know it happened. Happened. Whatever. We had to help these guys
All
out. So, smoking this
right,
cat. Play Russell, Taysom, or Tua this week. I'm gonna go with Tua.
are you?
Yeah, he's been on fire, man. He's doing pretty good.
No,
I
he's
think that
killing it.
overall the team's just like turned around since he's been back. Um, I Russell's just, I mean, that whole team in Seattle is just on a downward spiral. And Taysom is again a Thursday night call, and you haven't seen him play yet. You haven't seen what he's going to be able to do or not do. And you don't know if he has Kamara or not, and a lot of question marks basically. So I'm gonna go with the guy that's been a hotter hand in Tua, and they're playing the Giants, which not too good. You know what I mean?
Again, if Danny Dimes is out, it's
Fired up,
it's
right?
yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Um, Personally, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna have to agree with you. Uh, hey, the reason being, I don't think Russ is gone. Kind of like everybody's saying. I know he's
No,
got written off and all that kind of stuff because he's coming back from injury. He's missed weeks, all this kind of stuff over a finger injury. But they tend to play the San Francisco 49ers pretty close.
yeah,
It's one of those just low scoring weeks.
yeah,
So with that being said, I think he has a good game. I think they pull off the victory.
really?
But oh yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think so.
Seattle's. I know Seattle's been playing like trash, but against the Niners,
They seem to step up the game. Yeah, it's division games and all that. Yeah.
they're built to play each other.
Well, I got 2 reasons why not. One, that finger that you just mentioned, he should have took a little bit longer instead of just 3 weeks. He should have took 5 weeks or something to come back and let that hand heal. Secondly, he didn't even have a target, I think, to DK in that last game. Like
He
it
had
was 0
one in the
targets,
fourth.
1 or whatever. Okay, 1 in the whole game to DK, and the couple throws he threw at Lockett were just not. I mean, they're not in sync. Lockett's running towards him. The ball's going behind him. He thought he was going to go upfield, and he went down. All that kind of stuff. Um, I just again, they just got problems over there in Seattle, and I think that the 49ers are running hot. I don't think Seattle's going to beat them. Jimmy G's doing his work. The team's kind of fired up right now. They're on a roll. So, but like you're saying, hey, they play them hard every time. We'll see what happens. But I'm again, we're
So
we're
I'll give
starting
you a
to it.
stat that helps you out.
All right. I
DK
like
Metcalf has recorded just 8 catches for 70 yards, no touchdowns in Seattle's last 3 games with Russell Wilson at quarterback.
food for thought. And maybe
Um,
that could turn around this next game. It could be like 8 catches in one game for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, right?
and
That's the
they did
problem with
that,
it.
or
That's the
it
problem with
could
it,
be to Lockett.
right?
um, to correct ourselves, he ended up with 4 targets. I believe I could be wrong, but uncatchable, right? So a target's a target, but he had 4 targets, 1 reception, but he didn't get his reception until the
Fourth
fourth
quarter
quarter,
at the end there.
garbage time.
Let's go to Drunk Skugward here. Uh, he's asking CD Nice playing. From what we understand, he is right.
Yeah,
And Dem
hey,
Boys
that's
is,
what I
is
seen too.
agreeing.
So
Yes,
obviously,
he is.
yeah. So he should be returning from his concussion, and it's a good matchup. It's interesting to see. Like you said, it's the first time the Cowboys get to play with all these guys we've been waiting on. We still don't have the full team of starters, which I mean happens to a lot of teams, but it's going to be interesting. One thing I didn't say is Dallas is favored in this one by 4.5 points over or under 47.5. I'm not a betting man, but I'm going Cowboys and over.
I was a betting man and lost 500 on that Thanksgiving game. They ain't playing
We're not
500.
we're not talking about that game, Frank.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still hurting about it, man. I don't know why I keep bringing it up, but I'm hurting. Just like this guy, because he feels bad for CMC owners. Drunk Squidward. That's what's up, man. Yeah. We keep pumping up CMC. We're obviously advocating the trades to get him, feeling that he was the better option. But again, it's a second year in a row where injuries cost him. Injuries. He played a couple games, got injured, came back, played a couple more games, and done for the season. Literally repeated last year, right? I think he played a couple more games this year than he did last year, though. And as far as I'm concerned, and I'll say it right now, I'm not messing with that dude at all. And not like I even got a chance to get him, but I'd probably pass on him over, for maybe a Derrick Henry or somebody else that even Derrick Henry that's hurt this year, but he's had a better, healthier overall record than CMC. CMC seems to be a breakable to me. If it's not one thing, it's another. And so I'm going to more and more let somebody else have that problem. You know what I mean? And I may be wrong about it, but that's okay. I'll be comfortable to be wrong. What do you think?
No, that's good thinking. I think it's going to be one of those things that us guys that were so high on CMC, we finally leave him alone, and then next year he just comes back to himself, and
Fire it
just
up, right?
some random's going to pull him in like mid-second round, and just hey, run
Yeah, if he
away with
falls to
things.
me on the
So,
second, I'll take him. But I'm definitely not a first round pick for me anywhere.
but I definitely think so. Out of all the running backs that were drafted in the top 10, like based on their average draft position, have all sucked. I'm not saying don't go running backs, but I mean, you look at all.
Well, shoot, Derrick Henry's still it there though, right?
CMC hurt. Derrick Henry fourth in rushing in fantasy now after being out all these weeks. Dalvin Cook is barely above Myles Gaskin and Gibson. So it's like, who else was in there? Kamara. Hey,
Kamara's
it's
down.
just every running back in the first round. I'm not saying don't get him. It kind of shows the opposite effect of how valuable these running backs are.
Or at this
So
point, the handcuffs, like Alexander Madison and Shubba Hubbard, all the handcuffs that you should be having, and even in the Z case, he hasn't necessarily been. He's been slightly banged up on a couple games, but Pollard is definitely the guy to have, and you know that he's going to get some touches should Zeke go down. And even in this game that they were talking about benching him, he could have just had the opportunity to start that game, and then he's a flex option for you if you already have two other guys and you had him as the bench for you, or at least you plug and play in case Zeke goes down on for you. So definitely, especially this late in the season, you got to have your handcuffs for your guys, especially your main starters, because should they go down, you got to be ready to fire him up, basically.
and I personally, I don't hold handcuffs from my old team for my own team. I hold handcuffs from other people's team, but I know I'm different on that kind of thing. So if I don't have Cook, I may be holding a Madison. There is certain times, right? Like with CMC,
You're
you
like them
definitely want to
boys.
have a Hubbard.
You're like them boys. I don't adapt and survive, man.
Yeah, you don't feel bad for
No
nobody.
love. Yeah, no love, right? No fear of that.
Oh
So you
man,
like to have other? I don't do other people's handcuffs. I do on occasion, depending on how my team's set up, and maybe because somebody else even drafted your handcuff, or you didn't go out and get them early enough, and you have, because sometimes I just like to try to shoot for, at minimum 3 starters and one wishful guy, right? The third starter may not be on a great team, but at least he's a starter on the team, and the third guy is somebody that the fourth guy should be somebody who has an upside opportunity for the season to become something. And then maybe the fifth guy is the handcuff, because I'll carry 5 or 6 running backs, and I've done it all. I mean, we all do. We'll carry 5 or 6. And
yeah,
look at this year. You just mentioned how many top running backs went down. If you don't have that depth, you're in trouble. You need that depth in running back. I mean, wide receivers are a
have
dime a
to.
dozen, man. They're a dime a dozen, but you can't just fill them in with running backs.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with you at all.
Dunk Squidward is on that as well. True, but they were given false hope. Yeah, everybody was given false hope when he came back, and when he had a pretty decent game. I think one game 17-10, and then a 17 or something like that, and then done. George LeBron, I think he's our uh,
What
guy
up?
from Australia. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you guys doing, man?
What
Doing
up?
good.
Welcome back. Appreciate you watching all that good stuff. Smokey the cat got questions today.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking of playing Sony on the flex, and if he's out, I'd play Bateman. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's the way to go. If you got a backup that way you're staying away from Pollard tonight or tomorrow night. You got Sony ready to fire up if Henderson's down, and if that doesn't happen for you, you got Rashad Bateman to throw in there. Who I like, he's getting more touches. It's just not as nice as having that running back situation, right? I'd rather have Sony with Henderson out, and then you're getting 19 to 20 touches from the guy.
You just have such a higher chance of scoring a touchdown as a running back.
Or
But
just
again,
more touches in general.
I'm not a big fan of the Rams, just because not to mention their downfall, and they do have some pretty interesting stats. They haven't won since they've got all their new additions, right? So
Yeah.
I just think if you can go with the running back, that's the reason I'm rocking with Pollard over both those guys. But on the flip side, because I always kind of do this just so you can make your own decision. I don't want you to come back blaming us saying we told you this, we told you that. Bateman does have 6 targets in all but one of his games this year for the Ravens. He does have a favorable matchup against Pittsburgh. So, I mean, do with that as you will. I want to be mad starting Bateman.
No, I have him in one of my starting lineups, so that's why I was like, I wouldn't be mad. I mean, I just had so many injuries and so many people go down. You ended up going with the guy I picked up off the waiver wire, and he should have a pretty good, decent, share of the touches over there. With the only problem is just the QB. You know what I mean? Obviously, I love him and hate him for who he is. You know what I mean? He just kind of handles the ball the way he does, and they built the offense around him. And he does wonders with it, but sometimes it is at the detriment to the running backs and the wide receivers on Baltimore, right? So it is what it is.
His
Sometimes
only
you gotta roll with
problem, he's just too elusive.
it.
That's all that it is.
Yeah, just stay in the pocket and throw the ball.
I mean, he does. He threw 32 attempts last time. So Lamar's there. I like Bateman just like I know you have him in our league. I do have Bateman in most of the leagues that I'm in. So I'm comfortable starting him, especially with Lamar out there healthy. Hey, Lamar loves him. And in my opinion, he's their best wide receiver that they have over there. So
Right? Let's go with Drunk Squidward here. Elijah Moore or maybe Gaskin for flex spot.
hey,
Ooh,
that's a good one. I think it's Gaskin this week again, just because it's the Giants and it's his on week. Even though he threw us off by having a good week last time.
and
One
when
thing I'll
Mike was
say about
dying,
Gaskin,
he got the touchdown. I think he got 2 touchdowns that game. Last game.
I
What
think,
was the stat limit?
yeah,
Pull up the stat limit on that.
yeah, he
And
pulled off too.
and hey, he again, it goes back to what I was saying with Tua. The team's playing better. He's going to be playing better. Roll with the hot hand. But Elijah Moore, I also have a piece of him. Throws up some really good numbers, but it is the Jets. Um, and they lost Michael Carter,
Hey, that's always the answer.
right?
Hey,
But it is the
but it's the
Jets.
Jets. Hey, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, like, hey, this guy got off. Like, yeah, but he played the Jets.
But it's also who's starting over there, the quarterback now. Is it going to
I'm
continue to be?
Zach
Uh,
Wilson this week.
is it going to be Zach Wilson? Because I know what's his name got some touches in there too now, right? Um,
Yeah,
I can't think of his name. Baltimore's ex quarterback,
Flacco.
Flacco, and yeah, I couldn't think of him. I could think of Mike White though. I don't know why. I really like Mike White that one game, and
It's
I
a
was hoping
carousel.
for him, and I was wishing better for him. But Flacco got in there, um, and it actually did pretty good for Elijah, right? So let's see, how Zach Wilson continues to run the ship over there. But I would still run with the running back in this situation. Again, we always talk about better opportunities but scoring. He has more opportunities to touch the ball more often. So even if you're in PPR or whatever it is that you may be playing, I'd always go with the running back over a wide receiver. Unless you're
See, and
nice.
I'm in between. Even just looking at the stats on him, Miles Gaskin has only gone over. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm calling him Gaskins all year. I care less. I know it's Gaskin. I'm calling him
Yeah,
Gaskin, just like we say Joe Burrows. Hey, whatever.
it just
Gaskin's
S
only
just
gone
rolls right
over
off, right?
80 yards twice this whole year. So he is very touchdown dependent. On the flip side, if you're playing PPR, Squidward, Elijah Moore hasn't got under 6 targets since week 5. So they're starting to open up. He's coming off 8 targets, 11 targets, and then 6-8, 6-6. So I mean, he has the potential. They target him no matter who the quarterback is. It seems like it,
It's because he's solid.
it's
He's the
all
only,
3
basically the only
quarterbacks.
guy over there, right? It's the only guy there,
Well,
though, right?
Corey
Most of the guys
Davis
are.
looks like he's coming back.
Oh, is he? Oh, finally. Okay, that'll
Yeah,
help.
he looks
That'll
like he's
actually
coming
help him.
back, but
That'll actually help Elijah because it'll take some pressure off him.
exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
Who are they playing again? Let me look that up. Who's the matchup against?
The Jets are playing against Philly.
Oh, Philadelphia's defense
Oh,
has been
Elijah
pretty good.
Moore's also scored 4 touchdowns in his last 4 games. He didn't get one last week, but preceding that, he had one, too. So, I mean, he's getting touchdowns. He's getting blitzed. The Jets have to throw the ball because they lose all the time. But
And it's
yeah,
fourth quarter.
they're
You have
just
to
the
chuck
weirdest
it down
team.
the field. Yeah, there's always garbage time
Okay,
for Elijah Moore.
so the Jets. I mean, we know this, right? Hey, but the Jets, they're coming off a win. They beat Houston, no big deal. But their other 2 wins are against Tennessee and Cincinnati. Like the Jets always do that somehow.
Yeah,
They just win when it's least expected. So
yeah, they did take down Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's has bounced back since then. So you know,
now they were killing it when they beat when Cincinnati lost to them. But yeah, sorry, drunk Squidward. I know that's no help, but maybe just giving you that kind of information helps you
yeah,
come to some kind of
yeah,
decision.
yeah. We're not here to make decisions. At the end of the day, you're going to decide on your own team. But at least we spat something out that you hadn't thought about, right? Hopefully, and talk you through it. So let's go with J Media here. Sup, guys? DK Metcalf only here. He stinks. Yeah, we were just talking about him. It's rough. And Drunk Squidward asking, buy low on DK? I would.
I
I don't
would
think
for sure.
their season's not over. I would definitely see what you could see what you could get for him if you're still being able to trade for him. I'm sure you could throw some darts his way and you could get somebody because as we were mentioning, shoot, this may the game against the 49ers next could be freaking the one you want to be looking at. So don't count them out yet. You
It's a
know,
roulette wheel with those guys. It
yeah,
really
it's
is.
is it Lockett? Is it DK? Is it Lockett? Is it DK? But it hasn't been DK for a while, and I think it's gonna come back to him. You know what I mean? Like, um, it's kind
It
of one of
has
those
to
things.
at some point, right?
Yeah. Anthony says, "What up? What up? What up, guys? Wish I could be on with you. I'll be out of bed soon." So again, he's also sick and down and out. We've been all catching the bug. You know what I mean? Like literally, Dustin's son's sick. We've just been having go through. We're lucky we even on tonight. Honestly, we got it. Dustin and I pulled it together here last minute, and we're here for you guys. So, and we appreciate you guys being here. We love the comments. Keep it coming. We're trying to just keep it going, man. We appreciate all the support from everybody. Again, we always say please like and subscribe, and we know you guys are all subscribers. We know everybody, you're all the regulars right now. George Labram, let's say I have DJ Moore, and I put a comment in on the sleeper on who should I get for him. Is Ayuk a realistic option? I would say so. I rolled with Ayuk last week, but he did me dirty. But the week before that, he was, I think he had a touchdown or two, couple with 70 yards. What do you think? It's hit and miss again. It's not one of those guys. He's hit and miss. He's coming along better now than he has in early in the season.
I was saying on the last show, I absolutely hate Ayuk. He
No love
looks
for
like
him.
he has it all. I know people always try to talk me into it, and there's valid points there. I'm still rocking with DJ Moore for the simple reason they have nobody else. So even when they switched quarterbacks last week, I mean, you had Cam and then PJ Walker came in. They are on a bye this week, so you don't have to worry about it. They got to figure their stuff out. We're probably not going to hear who the starter is going to be. I'm sure they go back to Cam. He's still new there. You got to give him time. He's got to relearn everything. But he still went over 100 yards, so it's just
They're
tough for me
0
to
and
sit
10
DJ
in
Moore.
Cam's last 10 starts. He did get
The
that win, but he
Panthers?
didn't start that game. Yeah.
Yeah, but he hasn't even been there. So we're talking about a gap from the whole year and a half that he was with New
So he's
England.
1-1 this time. You're gonna give him 1-1 this time, then, or what?
I'm only
You're gonna
going
give
on
him
this
that
year.
win. I'm just saying.
I'm
So
only
he's
going on this year.
he's 0-1 then for his starts.
They
But
didn't
he
win
did look
either of their
good.
last 2 games.
Well, I know, but no, he did. The one other. I thought he won the one before that.
No, he almost beat Washington.
Oh, okay. He just looked good then.
Yeah. And then I don't think he was there when they played Arizona, and they beat them, but I don't. I'm not
No,
positive if that was Cam or not.
that's the one he finished off against Arizona, wasn't it? And he was like all pumped up for being there and all that.
Well, then you can say he's
That's
1-1 and he got sat. Who knows?
So are we helping you
Oh,
with
you're
that? I think I'm gonna have to side with you on that DJ Moore situation. I did get a little bit burnt on that Brandon Ayuk guy. And
he did
I
play
should learn my.
Arizona.
Yeah, he did, right? He's the one that played against Arizona.
Yeah.
And I should know better than getting any of these 49er guys. Every time I try to start these guys, it's almost like, damn well that they're not going to do anything when I actually start them.
But I'll just say, I remember now. So when he played that game, he wasn't the starter. They brought him in a couple plays. Even here, he had 4 passing attempts, 3 completions, 1 touchdown. But then last week against Washington, he scored in this league, I think there's bonuses and everything in this league. It was 52 points. So
Yeah.
people were all over him. In the leagues I had him, I was getting tons of trade offers for him, that kind of stuff. All right, we're way off the topic of DJ
Moving
Moore.
on.
But yeah, we're both going with DJ Moore.
Drew Lauro. Pick one. AB, OBJ, or Henderson.
So easy.
I would definitely go with Henderson
Henderson.
if he plays.
Yeah,
If
I'm
he plays.
Hendo all day.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, AB's droppable. I'm not waiting for him. He's going to sit another 2 weeks, and he's going to come back, and we're going to see if which receiver Brady likes the most when he comes back in the most crucial time. That's not something I want to deal with. Rather put it on somebody else.
Yeah, because it could be Chris Evans, could be Godwin, could be AB, could be Gronk.
Mike Evans, but yeah.
Yeah, I said Chris Evans. Yeah, you're right. Mike Evans. You know what?
I'm trying to think.
And I like Mike Evans too. So I would put OBJ third though in that list. Still, I know that he just had that touchdown. Finally, and I don't know how many games he finally got one, but I don't think he had that many targets. It didn't look like he was too involved in the game. He happened to get just open, and he got his. I just wouldn't trust it. Definitely Henderson. I would still take AB over OBJ. But better
yeah,
team.
I'm with you on that.
He's still on a better team. You know what I mean? Like literally. Let's see. Smokey the Cat. What do we got going on? Last 2 questions, guys. If today was draft 2022, would you start? Your top 5 running backs? Would you pick up Parker and drop Breida? I would.
Wait, if today was draft 2022, who'd be your top 5 running backs? And would you pick up Parker and drop Breida? Devontae Parker? Yes.
Yes. Breida's just getting
But
timeshare, and he got lucky. He got some touches.
I've held Devontae Parker because I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, that's my guy right there. So he's back to practice off the hamstring. They got 21 days or whatever that is, the window to put him back on the active roster. I've already talked about Breida. It's just a shitty running back situation over there. So that's not anybody that I want to hold on to.
And now he wants to get a top 5 from us on running backs here. What are you thinking?
Man, that's tough. I'd have to really sit down and look at it. I mean, I guess you could probably. Well, yeah, I wouldn't even go on your rankings for the end of the year. I'm still keeping Henry in my top 5. Kamara's out of my top 5. CMC is on the bubble. Najee will probably be in there. Jonathan Taylor. So I would say it would be Henry, Taylor, Najee, Eckler. Oh, am I forgetting somebody?
Mixon? Joe Money Mixon?
Mixon deserves to be in there, but that would be my bubble. If I like Mixon, I've been really high on Mixon forever. I put him in the probably 6 to 7 range. If I got 5th pick and McCaffrey's out there, hey, I'm dying on this sword.
Right. I would definitely go, JT, right? Jonathan Taylor. I don't really like Joe Money Mixon, but he's been producing. If the trend continues, why not? Najee, I really like. Eckler, I have, and that's my man for that guy. And how about some Lenny Fournette? Probably even just better than Daryl. Maybe even him or Daryl Henderson in that spot. Honorable mentions to James
Swift.
Robinson and Kamara and Zeke. Swift down. Swift. Um, nah, he's still further. He's out of my top 5 still for next year.
I put him on the bubble, but yeah.
I mean, those are the guys that I'm looking at for next year. I want to get younger guys. I prefer to start trying to get that youth over some of these guys that have been in the league for a while and you know who they are and they're not changing who they are. You know what I mean? You're not going to get a breakout season all of a sudden for those. You want to get the Najees of the world that this will be the second year and he's going to be hopefully a better situation for him and get those touches. And obviously he's the lead running back over there, albeit on a rough team this year with the Pittsburgh, but still, and Austin Eckler, I'd probably rank him right now. To go JT and Eckler 1 and 2, maybe Henderson 3, Najee 4th, and Lenny 5th, maybe just because I know Lenny or Kamara or
Henderson?
Zeke on that. I like Henderson. Yeah.
Damn. So one thing I'll say, Najee, I was talking about this on the last episode. They're going to have a new team. Big Ben's not going to come back. So we're going to have to see what Pittsburgh gets. Obviously, Tomlin always has his way of figuring it out. But I don't think it's necessarily going to help him. So I'll have to wait and see. I'll put Najee top 5. I think he'll be drafted in top 5. But he's probably, just like this year, he's not going to be one of my targets. I did get him if he fell to me, but I feel like people were picking him really high. But as of right now, he's probably the only first-round running back that's actually been worth his draft position. Who do I know? What we got? Smokey the Cat.
So Drunk Squidward, thank you for answering the questions. Appreciate it, man. Hey, we appreciate you asking and coming on here with us. You're a regular now, so we love that. Anthony, I just took care of that. What you just mentioned, Prism. Let's see, how much are you trusting Logan Thomas this week? He's coming back. I'm not.
You're not messing with him?
I'm not messing with him.
Man, I really like. I gotta look at it. I know I looked at him earlier today too, but I just want to make sure.
I missed some of that game. Did they actually give out a name? I heard they were going to give out a name for the football team.
Nah, they haven't yet, but they said it was supposed to be coming soon. But Logan Thomas came back.
They're playing the Raiders next.
Yeah. I like Logan Thomas. I mean, he did get 6 receptions or 6 targets last week, which again, for a tight end, especially in most leagues, you can probably stream this guy right now or pick him back up. It just depends who else you have. I like him. I mean, they got a favorable matchup against Las Vegas, but
yeah, and then he's playing Dallas, Philly. They'll finish off with 4 division games back to back.
And we suck against tight ends.
Yeah, but they are favorable matchups for him. So fire him up, man. I don't know. He just got 3.10 last week. I'm still waiting to see. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But I guess against Vegas, why not? Whatever.
Yeah.
Fire him up. I changed my stance. I corrected myself.
Fire him up.
Tyler Higbee or Logan Thomas rest of the season?
Logan Thomas. Next question.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Higbee is trash.
Done.
He's officially droppable. He went on my droppable list today.
Yeah. Lee Shakur.
Right there with Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley's droppable.
Let's talk about those guys real quick since you mentioned that.
I got a couple droppables.
Who else you got? Because I finally put, and I'm still holding on to him, but
Calvin Ridley's got to be on your droppable list if you are holding him.
Oh yeah, No, you can't be fooled by
Antonio
that.
Brown.
Yeah. Allen Robinson, another guy that I was
Oh,
hoping
dude,
for him to come
he's
back.
been dropped.
Yeah.
Alex Collins.
Alex Collins. Who's the other guy? There's another guy that I'm holding on to. I'm looking it up my team right now. Kenny Galladay. Well, he finally got some points this last week. Um,
Miles Sanders.
well, he did okay. Didn't he do have a decent game this last game? Okay, I should say okay. There's
I'm
timeshare.
just not trusting him. He got hurt again, so he hurt his knee again.
Oh,
And
well, that's
he's got a great matchup. He's against the Jets, but it's like, hey, here we are in week 13, like, and we're still waiting. Like, hey, yeah, he's still got it. Like,
yeah. He's
yeah,
definitely
I
not
don't
the
think
guy
he
who's going
does.
to win you the year. So another guy, So just to mention a couple of guys. I mean, there's some guys that they're just not worth it. I mean, if you could get another guy on the waiver wire, even it's kind of slim pickings right now, though. There's really not much out there unless somebody else goes down. There's nobody really out there. I mean, who'd you have?
So, I mean, the people on the waiver wire that we were talking about, like Jamal Williams, I know that our boy Tycoon was saying he's not really on the hype. He just thinks a lot of people are going to be disappointed. I personally think, hey, he got 20 carries last week, so I'm rocking with him in a few leagues, especially if you have Swift and you're able to pick him up. Hey, I mean, if you were getting Chuba Hubbard, that kind of stuff, Madison, like we've been talking about the theme of the show, the handcuffs, backup running backs. This is their time to shine. So we'll see what happens.
Exactly, exactly. Let's see. Lee Shakur, I kind of threw you up and threw you back down here. Let's see. Would you trade Eli Mitchell for Waddle and Javante Williams full PPR? I'm 6-6. Yeah, I would. Waddle's been firing up pretty good, and Javante Williams, we were just talking about him. He's getting 20 plus touches, and you're getting 2 for 1 on Eli. Why not?
Mm,
What do you think? No, you're a no go. Or yes,
uh,
he even throws in the or DM. Who's
who's
DM?
TM? TJ Moore?
DJ Moore,
Or
maybe.
is he saying to DM him?
Oh,
He wants us to slide in his DMs. Hey, we don't know exactly. Um,
I would do the Elijah Mitchell for Waddle and for Javante Williams. I'm a definite yes.
so Waddle has had 8 targets in 6 of his last 7 outings. For that reason, I'm probably rocking with that side. And I mean, Javante, I know Melvin Gordon, I believe, is hurt of some sort. He may play, he may not this week. That's a big one. Elijah Mitchell's been killing it, and he just lost his biggest competition with Debo being out. So I can see it being a good week for him.
Yeah, and it didn't matter that he got hurt, but I'd still take the upside on Waddle and Williams. I mean, you're getting two for
Yeah.
one. It is full PPR. It depends on your team is doing. You know what I mean? But I would fire on it. That's just my take. What is them boys talking about here? JT Henry. Oh, the top five.
His top 5.
His top five would be Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Eckler. Oh, I did leave out Derrick Henry. You're right. Swift and Mixon. I would not put Mixon in mine top five. So I even had him this year. Still can't do it.
You even said Swift's not in your top 5.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
Hey, and
Oh,
this freaking
oh,
guy
he was
drafted
trying to
Swift.
say DK instead of Waddle.
Oh, got it. Okay.
No, no. If you got DK there instead of Waddle, no, then I would retract
Honestly, I'd
that
rather
statement.
have Waddle. If I'm taking names off the jersey, you give me Waddle's numbers over DK for the rest of the season, not dynasty anything. Ah, yeah, I'll just say for rest of the season right now.
Right?
Yeah, because you don't know, you can't count DK out. That's a man
Nah,
child.
yeah, but till further notice, he's out for me.
Yeah,
Let's see. Them boys answering as well. I want the Waddle side of, and I want uh, Waddle over DK. So there you go. He's out siding
them
with me.
boys. Hey, he always makes me feel good. Hey,
He's siding
like
with me
he's
on the Waddle
reassuring,
side.
you know.
Yeah. Eli Murphy, what's up? What's good, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up, Eli?
What up? What up?
He's got a question here.
Welcome.
I like DK just as an athlete, and I don't know. Waddle has been good, but DK is so good when Russ plays well. Yeah, you're right. When Russ plays well, how is Russ playing now, and how has Russ been playing the last couple games? I think you get
Russ will be
stats in his
back.
last.
Frank,
Yeah, that's what you do. That we were kind of just saying about who Carson and things like that. When how long do you have to wait for him to be back? How many games we got left? 4 games? 3 games? Is this the time that he all of a sudden he starts cooking? Are you gonna have trust and the faith in that?
hey, at this point, my man, you
if you
may
don't
have to.
if you don't have any other options, right? But you get what I'm saying though, is like I go with the people that are hot handed, that are doing it right now. And I get what DK represents and what he could do for you, but however, he's not doing for you. And do you really want to take those chances as to when he's actually going to come back and when Russ could start cooking and things like that? Lee Shakur, yeah, I'm stuck, but I do really like DK still. Yeah, most people do. I trust DK more than Waddle. I don't think so. You're smoking crack if you say Waddle is better, and I'm damn sure Pete Carroll is gonna be pissed seeing him get a catch, get one catch. Um, you
I
should
hope
be.
you're
He should have
right.
been. He should have been. But we just mentioned how many targets in the games that he's had. It's already been 3 games, 4 games now. Repeat the stat. Come on, let's look it back up there for
Eight
DK.
eight targets in last 6 out of 7 outings. So we're not saying who's a better player. We're just saying right now, ride the hot hand, and that's the problem. So Eli, you're right. If we're playing blacktop football and I'm picking these guys up, everybody's picking DK every single time. However, take the name off the jersey. We're trying to win. We're coming into playoff times. You give me somebody who's averaging over 8 targets a game, like,
Waddle
man.
by himself every game getting 8 targets versus a guy who got 8 targets in 3 games or 4 games. Yeah, I'm taking Waddle all day. That's not smoking crack. That's smoking some fine chiva.
and that is a tough pill to swallow for sure.
Yeah.
I
I
try to.
traded T. Higgins and Elijah Mitchell for Jefferson. I've been needing a bulky wide receiver. Thoughts? I like Justin Jefferson. Higgins was trash. Elijah Mitchell is who you really gave up. It depends
What?
on your how much is he getting? Higgins is getting how many touches?
My man just got 114 last week and a touchdown, baby.
Last week, what
T
was he doing
Higgins.
before that?
Hey, T Higgins is the man to have over there.
What did he
All
have
right, he
before?
had a bad week last week, but
He had
these are his.
150, a bye, 7.8,
Look at his
9.7.
targets.
He's literally
My
this is the
boys.
first game since the beginning of the season that he had double digits all season.
What?
So he had one blowout game,
Oh,
so
you're
he's
looking
sold
at
high
your
on that
non.
guy.
Oh, because you're a non PPR guy. I
Is he
forget.
talking PPR? We don't know. We don't know if he's talking PPR or not. However,
Yeah,
it still hasn't been that good. Like altogether, it still
because the
hasn't been that
stats
good.
I'm looking at,
On
4
PPR?
out of the last 5, he's in double digits.
Okay. So we begged Elijah Mitchell is who the real player in that, and I would have took the Elijah Mitchell side over Jefferson, honestly.
T Higgins has got over 75 yards in 3 of his last 4 games. Elijah Mitchell's killing it. But
The last 4. Yeah, I can see
if
that.
I'm
Yeah.
reading what my boy Eli's saying, he needs that just big time receiver. You got it in Jefferson.
Yeah,
So
for
I
sure.
can't knock you. I'm more saying that, Frank. I liked Higgins. He's one of the guys that I'm high on, especially this week. I personally think he's a receiver to have over there
Against the Chargers?
in Cincinnati.
They're playing the
I'm just
Chargers,
saying
and
in
then they're playing San
Cincinnati, if
Francisco.
you're gonna have somebody,
Yeah, if you're gonna have somebody in Cincinnati, definitely Higgins. Yeah, I'm just still not sold on him though. I need to see more. On that note, Breida, Drake, Ingram, or Rex Burkhead, Week 13.
bruh, you are
Breida,
down
Drake,
bad.
Ingram, or Rex Burkhead.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
unfortunately, it's a Rex Burkhead, but there has to be something better on the waiver wire, right? At least, hey,
it's either
Burkhead has
between
been getting
Breida or
attempts.
Burkhead. Yeah. It's either Breida or Burkhead. And I wouldn't trust Breida at all.
Yeah, I'm not messing with Breida at all. even if Zach Moss was out, and it don't matter. Drake, I like Drake, but once they had their coaching change over there, things kind of changed. So he's a little less trustworthy. So I would go in between Drake and Burkhead.
I mean, Burkhead had 12 touches for 27 yards.
That's what I'm saying. And
That's
even the week
terrible.
before that, he got a double digit. I'm just looking at
touches, right?
attempts.
Yeah, double digit touches, but still not doing anything with it. So, I mean, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, bro. I mean, like that's. I mean, sometimes that it is what it is because of injuries
I
and
was gonna say we have leagues like that too, so
yeah. I mean, I'm
can't
not
knock you
knocking
too
it.
bad.
Yeah, I'm not knocking anybody for that. It just happens to be it is what it is, and if you're in that situation, good luck. You know what I mean? It just basically it is. You know, what can you do, right?
I would love to tell you it was Ingram if Kamara wasn't playing. So if you find out that he's not playing tomorrow, which everything looks like he is, I'd be on the waiver wire, bro.
I'm
That's
still saying
rough.
Breida over the other guys. I don't
Hey,
see
you never
Drake
know. It
getting
could
many
be
touches.
this guy could be in a 16-man league for all we know.
Yeah,
I mean, by the look of those names, could be 30. Who knows? 32 team
I mean,
league.
Breida did get the touchdown. He get 26 yards rushing, and he got 29 catching. So I mean, he was involved in both the running and catching. So out of that setup, let's see, Eli chiming in here. Rex Burkhead, your options are hot garbage. At least you know Burkhead has guaranteed touches.
Hold me down real
Uh,
quick, Frank.
and there you go. Yeah, I got you, man. He's got to take a break or whatever. Now I'm going to take a break here soon. Not just kidding. um, so yeah, Eli. I mean, that's what we're kind of saying. It's just slim pickings of what you got going on there. Um, he does have a very good point. Is Burkhead's going to get some guaranteed touches? However, he didn't do very much at all with those touches. I'd still side on the Breida side. Drake, I don't see doing anything. Ingram, if Kamara's back, might be okay. I mean, I might be downplaying Ingram because I really liked Ingram a couple weeks ago. He was a flex option, and now with Kamara coming back, maybe it's looking okay. But I just don't know how it's going to be with Taysom Hill starting over there. So it's a lot of question marks. I think Drake, shoot, I can't remember what his touches were, but he got some in the last game. I just don't see that he's going to get too many over there. Let me look at the numbers. Okay, so he's projected 2 for 49, 25 yards. He's got 5 receiving yards, rushed 7 times. So that's really not much. So I'm still, again, Breida, Burkhead, Ingram, then Drake. That's the rundown on that. So let's
And
move
I'm
on to Evan Harrison. What's up, man?
What
Welcome to
up?
the show. I don't. Has he been here before? I don't remember this name, but I got a bad memory, so don't trust me. So I need to
I
fill
know
in
I feel
wide
bad
receiver
saying
this
that or
week
not. If not, like and subscribe for us.
for sure. You know what I mean? Like at this point, I need to fill in wide receiver this week. 10-man PPR. Some top options are Gage, Trey Smith, Shepard, Green, Sean Jackson, Tony, and Raymond. We need to fill somebody in there. So Russell Gage
Myself
over there.
personally, I like Gage this week. I have Gage as one of my guys. I picked him up in a league, but again, we're talking about Atlanta, so you never know what's going to happen over there. But he did have a good week last week, so I think if they could write off that, and they're
And
kind
we
of
had
just
high
riding.
hopes for him. Yeah, we had high hopes for him early on, and maybe now that they, have settled on the fact that Calvin Ridley's not back. Not Calvin Ridley. Yeah, Ridley. Is it
No,
Ridley?
you're right. That's what I
Yeah,
was going to say.
not
If they
coming
just
back.
agreed, if they just
Yeah,
figured it out, like, hey, this has got to be our guy now. This is our
yeah,
number
yeah,
one.
exactly. And they finally moving on for that. I do like Trey Smith. However, again, that whole Taysom Hill starting over there, Sterling Shepard, but he may not have that many dimes. It may help or hurt him. So another question mark on that side. Green, I wouldn't even look at. Deshaun Jackson.
You hate Green.
Dude,
Hey,
I'm
Frank
done
is
with
a
Green for like
known
5 years,
AJ
bro.
Green hater.
I've moved on Green like a long time ago. Like I don't
Hey,
even care.
Shepard's had his weeks. It's too many question marks on him.
Is
Because
that
I even thought about it, like, do I pick him up? Do I not? And even like you said, with Danny Dimes being questionable or whatever his situation is, I can't feel comfortable with any of those. Deshaun Jackson, he had a good week. I'll put Tony in the same. I'll
Same
put him
boat
in
as
the same
Shepard.
boat as Shepard.
Yeah. And
And
Raymond,
Khalif Raymond, you're talking about Detroit Lions. So
yeah, good luck with that part. So we're looking at Gage. Yeah,
I think
Gage.
Gage.
Yeah, literally Gage or Trey Smith, just the slight second place. Like literally. Moving on. James Martin. Yeah, true. Lost MC and Swift last one in week. So I'm
Me
screwed for
too.
playoffs. Oh, that's why he's looking at these running backs. And I imagine you're probably locked out. You can't do any more trades and things like that in your league, and that's why you're looking at these guys for waiver wire. It is what it is, bro. I mean, that happens, and that's where you need to have that depth for those running backs that we keep saying. Have your handcuffs ready. If you would have had Chuba Hubbard or something like that, you wouldn't have been feeling so bad. I didn't even have DeAndre Swift's backup, and now I'm like kicking myself in the butt. So I should have did better. Eli Murphy
Hey,
chimed
Jamal
in.
Williams. Jamal Williams really only made it to like week 6 with me, and I carried him. And when they were trying to figure it out over there in Detroit, and as soon as they started, like, oh yeah, let's really rock with this DeAndre Swift kid,
Yeah, and then that was over
it's
with,
too
right?
late. Yeah.
And now you got hurt, and now it's like he's a thing again, right? I like Gage or Shepard. So Eli's going Gage or Shepard. We're not caring for Shepard or Tony just because of the Giants. Danny Dimes is even throwing for them anyways. It doesn't even matter. Terrible team. So moving on. Ken Ruby. If Kyler Murray plays this week, should I start Rondell Moore over Elijah Moore?
Ken Ruby, what up? What up? Hey, like and subscribe if you like us. If you hate us, whatever, dude. Thumbs down. It's all good.
No, don't be hating, but still. Kyler Murray plays this week. Should I start Rondell Moore or Elijah Moore?
Heck no.
Heck no.
Hey, Elijah Moore all day.
Elijah all day. Rondell's
Hey,
always
Rondell
been
Moore next year is going to be that guy. If we're talking about, even dynasty and stuff like that, Rondell Moore is good. He's a good player, but they got too much going on over there. Too many receivers, too much ball movement. Go with Elijah.
right. Yeah, exactly. So we got James Martin one more time here coming in. It's only a 12 man, but it's pretty competitive, and there's literally no one on the waivers. Yeah, no, I could tell. There's literally no one on the waivers. You're in the same leagues that we are. That's literally who's on my waiver wires, and I'm looking at somebody like that because I had Swift and somebody else that it went down, and I'm hurt. Oh, I have a uh, what's the name on IR? I have a couple guys on IR right now. They're waiting to come back, so we'll see what happens. That Eli Murphy's chiming in. Hell no,
James
start
Martin.
Elijah Moore. Upside is awesome. Yeah, so he's agreeing with us. Elijah Moore all day. Moving on from that.
Hey, James, we were just gonna say, hey, maybe it's time for you to start picking up handcuffs, and somebody else gets hurt this week. Obviously, we're not hoping and praying on it, but hey, you want to be prepared.
Yeah,
If those are
and
your
that
options out there, then you probably have guys on your team that you can drop. So
yeah, you might want to look at other people's teams and then see whose handcuff is available. That's not a bad idea because you could get prepared for the next week after that, and hopefully, hey, you take an L this week. Somebody gets hurt. Now you got the next man up, and it's your best situation because you're probably not trading. It sounds like you're in the same situation we are, where trades are done.
it's like a Jeff Wilson Jr. Situation. You
So
get somebody that's a
Evan
fourth running
Harrison's
back.
is gonna get a roster grade somewhere. You think I could replace or do better at? So we handle those on our sleeper chat. It's a good time to plug our sleeper, right? Our sleeper channel. Join our sleeper community. It's the best place to drop your team, your roster, and we got plenty of guys, plenty of smart minds on there that willing to give you their feedback, and the more eyes that see it, the better I think that you will be from just different views of other people, you know what I mean, not just us but other guys that obviously love and play fantasy football every year and all into it. So definitely join our sleeper channel. Drop that team onto a sleeper chat, and you'll definitely get a response as to how your team is, because I see they dropped it in here. But I'm not going to go over that tonight here. He said, spill the beans. And hit that like button as Anthony mentions. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. But definitely look in our comments, but not our comments, our description for our sleeper and things like that. Join us there, Evan, and you'll definitely get a grade on that and some more help on that because
Hey,
it's
Evan's team is ridiculous. Just looking at it.
all
Hey,
right. We'll
his
throw it up.
depth.
We'll throw it up. Let's throw it up. Got my running back core from
Hey,
Eckler, Jacobs, Singletary, Moss. So you got literally one guy right there between Singletary and Moss, two Eckler, Mitchell, Jacobs, Hubbard, Montgomery. So now he's got Eckler, Mitchell, Elijah Mitchell, Jacobs is back up, Chuba Hubbard, and Montgomery. That's not bad to to the end there.
right,
You actually
you're
fixed that.
chilling. That
You're
was
chilling.
honestly just a little subtle flex. That's all he was doing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
because our boy's asking about picking up Burrito, and he's like, "Oh yeah, hey, check out my team." Like, yeah, you're stacked, bro. You win.
Yeah.
Hey, I was cold
Not
piece.
bad. You got solid options. Oh, I got him in a 16 man's league. I don't want to hear crap about waivers.
Hey,
That's a man's league. If you're in a 16 team man's league, that's a man's league for real. I mean, that's why he says
oh,
16 man's league.
hey, some of these leagues are so, so brutal. Like where you got Quadre Olafson was drafted, so when the Falcons are on their fifth running back, like, hey, he's already he was drafted. There's no picking this guy up. Like, there's no waiver wire. There's
Yeah,
nothing out there. So we're with you. Sometimes it gets it's tough out there, but those
it's
are the
tough.
kind of questions I like them, man. To get into that deep league.
Yeah.
So
And with that said, I think we're all done with comments. I think we had a pretty good show tonight, man. Went through here. Again, please do like and subscribe. We really appreciate the support. Thank you guys for commenting and getting on the show. Um, join our sleeper channels, get our sleeper chat. Oh, I need to get a shout out to our sponsor. Underdog Fantasy. I didn't get the read in today. Definitely do it better on Friday. Again, everybody's been sick and down and out, and we're just trying to get it together, put it together a show today. Like honestly, it's like it's been rough, and I think if anybody's understands, we're literally in totally different cities, and it's happening to all of us. So, please, take a moment to join Underdog Fantasy. If you like to bet and you can bet in the state you are in, it's not a bad deal. I like them. I'm still doing all right on my best ball leagues. I love their pick'ems, and they got some things coming up here for the playoffs, and they got more than just football. It's a lot of other games involved there. So check them out. Use the Get Right Fantasy code, promo code Get Right, and get some dollars matched. I don't want to say that they're matching all the way right now because they may have changed, and I don't want to be wrong about that and get you guys pumped up and say something wrong. But we got a last minute ones in here. James Martin, let's check it out.
I was reading
I,
that. That's such a tough one.
I picked
You
up
know how much
Ertz
I
off
love.
waivers.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. Now I'm just gonna read it, but you comment, okay? I picked up Ertz off waivers. Ertz and Noah Fant. I own both, and I want to drop one. No more trades. I would run with Ertz. Honestly, I've had Noah Fant. I can't even stand that ball.
I'm the opposite. I love Noah Fant, but I'm probably rocking with Ertz. But I'm not dropping either of the two unless I'm getting one of these
He
running
needs to
backs
get
we've
that
been
running
talking
back. He
about.
needs to get the running back. He heard a situation. He needs to do it.
There's got to be somebody else.
Who else you got, Martin? James?
Tight ends are there's nobody out there.
Yeah, Ertz, I think has been all right, man.
Hey, Evan is flexing back. He says he's currently sitting fifth with his team, second most points in the league, only behind Derrick Henry and Cooper Cup team. That's a solid ass draft pick right there if you're getting both those guys. I'll just say a couple of the guys that
I'm looking at Ertz game log right now, and I'd definitely keep Ertz over Noah, and I without a doubt. He had a 20-point game against Seattle, 4, 2, 4, 13, 8. That's a lot better than Noah's been doing, and I don't even have to look at his game log. I know I've had him, so he's not been doing nothing for me. I've been waiting for him to blow out, and Ertz fell into a good situation. He fell asleep at what was it? What was the thing at 2-5 and woke up 5-0 or whatever it was when he went to
yeah
Arizona.
yeah yeah
So
yeah
and now he's getting uh Kyler Murray back, K1. So I would definitely rock Ertz. I don't even know why I was thinking about that long, but that's just my opinion.
All
What do we
right.
got?
Well,
Edwin
I didn't
Harrison.
mean to
I'm
hit that.
currently sitting fifth with my team. LOL,
I
second
already
most
read that
points.
one. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
my bad. Oh, sorry. Shoot.
I was
Gil
trying to
Wilson's
scroll down and that.
going with the Noah Fant. He's smoking that crack. I've drafted Julio Gibson, Michael Thomas, and Levisk. Oh, yeah. Good luck with
Bro,
that.
I got Crown Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. I'm in the same boat as you, man. It looks so good on paper.
For sure. On that note, on the down note,
Come back and win it, bro. It's gonna look that much better.
Yeah.
Hey, but we'll leave it there,
If you
Frank.
could come back and win it, that's for sure, bro. That's for sure. Come back for it. Anyways, guys, again, please like and subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Check out Underdog Fantasy, and again, keep watching. We'll be back on Friday with some more content. And thanks again for watching. Peace out.
Appreciate you for being on, Frank.
Thank you. Good night, guys.